Yes, this is our 20th year.
I don't know how we did it, but we did it.
Kung collector ka, may hinahanap ka eh.
That was the chase, that was the game.
TOYCON is a representation of everything nostalgic and going forward.
My build became part of a human barricade for Alodia.
It feels like my mid-year Christmas.
Actually, TOYCON is not about us.
For collectors, by collectors.
It's about all of us.
TOYCON 20 na! Yeah!
TOYCON 20 na. Halika na! Pwede yan? Pwede naman.
So TOYCON started much earlier than the 20 years that we are celebrating this year.
It started way back mga late 90s, mga 98, 99.
It was preceded by a very small gathering of toy collectors, parang a weekend flea market. And it was held at the Green Hills West Clubhouse. There were a couple of collectors there, and I think that was the very first time I met Vic. So si Vic, of course, is my longtime partner sa TOYCON. First time ko sila na-meet doon, and then yun nga, I found out that we were all into toys, and particularly into Star Wars toys. That was 99. And then a little fast forward to around 2000, I had reconnected with Vic because we found ourselves toy hunting together in a small shop called Little Henry's along Pasay Road sa Makati. So nagkita lang kami doon, parang, uy, kilala kita, nagkita tayo doon sa Green Hills. So sinabi ni Vic, sige, I have a couple of things that you may be interested in, you may want to buy. Magkita tayo sa Shang Mall. I had friends in Shangri-La who owned a train shop called Orient Express. So yung Orient Express is owned by my good friend, si Sid Garcia, at ang brother niya ay si Lou Garcia, who eventually became one of the TOYCON founders also. So I found myself around 2000, year 2000 dito, nagkita kami lahat sa EDSA Shangri-La Mall. Kita kami ni Vic, and then he sold me my very first Star Wars vehicle, yung Millennium Falcon. Around 2001, we were invited to co-organize parang a Marvel convention. The first Spider-Man movie was coming out in 2001. So they invited our group, baka you can put up some displays of your collection. So I remember that Marvel convention was held sa 4th Strip tent. That was a Marvel convention na parang we saw ourselves in a huge venue. So nakita nga namin, parang daming tao. May mga nakikita kami stuff na hindi namin nakikita sa mga department stores, sa mga malls. So that was exciting.
Before TOYCON, sumali ko muna kami ng mga iba-ibang events. Like this event na managed by Novelty. Then we had this event na managed by Marvel. Then we had this event managed by Star Wars. And there was this event na purely selling talaga sa Shangri-La, yung Collectimania.
It was Collectimania at the Shang Mall. And then, I remember, napuno namin yun eh. Pero nagulat kami na we were joined by around 30 or 40 other toy sellers. At marami na yun at that time. So naisip nga namin, parang parang it's something that we can do on a fairly regular basis. Kasi at that time, the hype was very high for Star Wars. There were a lot of toys that were coming out, and collectors were really raring to get their hands on them. So sabi namin, baka okay to hold it in a much more prominent venue.
I talked to one of our friends about it, yung idea na yun. Sabi niya, maganda yun ang idea na, why don't we make our own event na focus talaga sa toys? Sabi niya, yeah, magandang idea yan. Let's do it. So yun, binuo ko yung team. The team was composed with Cholo, then Lou, then Albert, then me. One thing in common that we had is we were all toy collectors.
During this time that we were building up to eventually what would become TOYCON, nakikilala ko na yan, sina Vic, sina Jojo, si Albert came in a little later on kasi si Albert, friend ni Vic. Little did I know na big time pala yung collection ni Albert. Hindi lang siya Star Wars, but he was into vintage robots talaga. Yung mga Voltes 5, Mazinger Z, and all of those.
That's why yung passion namin when we started the event, there was nothing mentioned about income or earnings or whatever it may be. Talagang we just wanted to hold an event na magsama-sama lahat ng toy collectors. And that's how it began.
So the very first TOYCON, as we called it, it was the Philippine Toys, Hobbies, and Collectibles Convention. That was the long name that we conceptualized. And the idea was really to get fellow collectors together to sell their toys, diba? Parang swap meet siya. And the very first one was held in October of 2002.
We had our very first TOYCON dun sa Mega Trade Conference Room 1 and 2.
It's the smallest rented out venue, I think an 80 square meter space. Ganun siya kaliit.
Small U-shaped hall with all of the kiosks and toy sellers there.
Initially, I was a volunteer marshal. This is the first TOYCON badge.
We're always proud to say that doon nag-start talaga yung TOYCON. And then my very first recollections of it was that I was in the middle of that space on a microphone throughout the entire day, basically generating excitement for the people who were there. May mga toy auctions na kami, and then people around me were like excited. Tapos we were featuring some of the collections of the people who were there. And it really felt like a very close-knit community. Kasi magkakilala na kami. Some of the boys who were there during the Green Hills West Clubhouse days, andun na, sina Richard were there, si Ricky, Edmond, sina Ish. Si Doc Tony was also there, sina Ian, ayan, we're all there. My memory of that first year of TOYCON was that at the end of that two-day event, we ended up saying, wow, so congratulations to our very first TOYCON. Tapos nagpalakpakan yung buong room. It really felt like we had built a community in that small room that very first year of TOYCON. That's been our secret for all these years, for 20 years past. It's really that community, that core group of toy collectors that kept this flame going.
And initially, we had only a crowd of mga roughly 300 to 600 ba yun? Less than 1,000, I guess. Yun yung first attendees namin. Masaya na kami doon. Then the second TOYCON we had, doon pa rin ulit the same venue. Doon na nag-change na talaga lahat. Dumami na yung attendees, it doubled, tripled pa nga. Then I pretty well remembered that lady who approached me and scolded me. Sabi niya, Iho, baka pwede next time, lakihan naman ang venue nyo, ang sikip-sikip dito.
Parang sabi ng mga tao na parang ang sikip na dito. So we partnered with SM and then they gave us the venue. So that's why we could actually grow the venue.
And so that was it. Bang! Succeeding year, we transferred to one mega trade hall. Then every year, gradually, nagiging 2 halls, naging 3 halls, and finally, the whole mega trade halls kinuha na namin, including the function rooms.
What drew me to TOYCON is obviously toys. I'm a toy collector, I'm an action figure collector, and I love DC Direct, Marvel Legends. Of course, I collect Transformers also, G.I. Joe. I grew up with all of those things from the 80s. So TOYCON is a representation of everything nostalgic and going forward.
Kung collector ka, may hinahanap ka para mabuo yung kung ano yung kino-collect mo. Malaking tulong ang TOYCON. Kung yari, mayroon kang binubuong set, hindi mo mahanap. Pero nakikita mo sa TOYCON lang at sa magandang presyo, hindi mo na siya papakawalan. Happy ka na, nakamura ka pa. Marami ka pang nakikilalang bagong collectors, nagkakaroon ka ng mas maraming kaibigan, nag-expand yung social life mo.
So people coming from different regions of Philippines and some from other regions of Asia know that this is the best opportunity to find the toys that you are looking for.
At that time, it was already dawning on us na it's more than just collecting, it's more than just the toys, but it was really the fandom, the hype of the fans that was generating this buzz about collecting. Tapos kami, syempre, we were very happy about it kasi buhay na buhay yung hobby namin.
So, hindi mo alam, may James Bond collectors pala or Indiana Jones. Small group na ganun, makikilala mo na rin eh. May Bugs Bunny group, may Bruce Lee group. Tapos yun, pinag-isa nila sa isang umbrella.
There were already small communities being formed, you know, like the Philippine Tolkien Society, and then around 2004, we also formed Toy Soldier 118. There's also DCPH, yung mga nagko-collect ng mga die-cast vehicles. And then yun nga, dun nagkikita-kita yung mga collectors, dun nagtitipon-tipon during the annual TOYCON.
Nagiging mix na yung crowd ngayon, from toy collectors to a diverse crowd.
So yun, we were mixing basically the people who are collectors and the people who are really into the pop culture side of it.
Doon na nag-umpisa yung what we call now as yung pop culture. And I would say we were just very lucky na kami ang part ng pag-start ng pop culture.
For some, it was cosplay, but what really brought us together is that TOYCON is a melting pot of pop culture. And everybody gets to enjoy something in TOYCON. That's why people keep on coming back as volunteers in TOYCON. You get to enjoy what you like, but you also see new things every year. You also form friendships along the way.
Anything and everything that has to do with pop culture fandom, let's find a platform for it in TOYCON.
Well, TOYCON, as I've said, it's a little of everything. Mainly toys, but nandun lahat. Cosplay, gaming, cards.
Panel discussions, yung mga anime and manga. So we've grown into much more than just a toy show now. We are definitely also into different forms of pop culture. We're into gaming, merchandise, apparel, fan films.
People love movies. People love TV series. People love celebrities. People syempre love toys. And people love people who share the same passion.
I think one of the milestones for us was really ramping up TOYCON to a scale that you could really feel that it was already a big event. 2006, I think we held our very first big scale show in the sense that we had taken over all 3 halls of the mega trade.
The group challenges itself na kailangan i-surpass mo yung success mo every year.
We got the attention of the international artists, toy creators, kasi naging guest namin then the guys from Art Asylum, which was at the day a very popular toy brand. Kasi ano na to, this was very much in the heyday of I guess the first line of collectible toys when the quality of toys started to improve. There were figures coming out from McFarlane, from Art Asylum, guests like Kamikaze come to the show, si Ding Dong Dantes, Marian was there, Francis M. also attended one of our early TOYCONs, si Zayjan Haranilla, who at that time was very famous as a child star, si Angel Locsin. So all of these celebrities, they were coming to TOYCON on their own. Si Sarah Geronimo also came. The Sarah G moment at TOYCON was a big deal for us kasi she appeared on stage in complete cosplay regalia and sobrang to the delight of our fans. And then we were getting the attention already of the big media partners. GMA and ABS-CBN wanted to showcase their shows and their talent using TOYCON as the platforms. Mga 2012, we were already partnered up with some big movie outfits, meaning that we were already becoming a platform for these Hollywood movies to promote. Warner Brothers supported us very early on to promote the big DC movies that were coming out, Batman, Superman Returns.
It was the first time that we had a big DC superhero, which was Superman Returns. That was in 2006. So we thought of promoting Superman Returns in TOYCON.
So parang every year, ang lakas ng presence ni Warner Brothers.
My favorite memories from TOYCON was when we were able to bring in costumes, authentic costumes from the films to TOYCON to showcase and share it with the fans. The costumes from Harry Potter, straight from the UK archives, Dark Knight, the Christian Bale was his costume from Dark Knight Rises.
2012, when they were promoting the Dark Knight Rises, Warner Brothers and TOYCON brought in Christian Bale's live-action batsuit that he wore in that movie. So that was awesome.
And then we also had Universal Pictures, Paramount Pictures, Columbia, and Sony. So around 2015, Avengers Age of Ultron, I think, was the movie that was showing then. Marvel tied up with us, and then they had a very nice exhibit at TOYCON. We had a Hulkbuster. So exciting. It was very exciting for us that, you know, we were having this scale of an event. And then after that 2015, we knew that we had made it big because we had partnered up with an international group called MindStyle. MindStyle is a brand licensing company. They actually produce toys. They make toys and they license huge brands for the toys that they make. Eventually, they went on to make the local Funko here in Asia, yung Pop Asia.
Mindstyle came into TOYCON. It definitely changed the scenario. We were able to tap, through the help of Mindstyle, yung mga international celebrities and other toy designers. Na-upgrade na lalo yung level ng TOYCON.
And then they shot us the idea na, let's do something really big in your next TOYCON. So that brings us forward to TOYCON 2016, which we held for the very first time at SMX. So every time we hold a show at SMX, we knew that we'd already made it big. Kasi ibang level ang shows at SMX. Because of Mindstyle, we were able to put on a quality of show that, in that very first year, we brought in our very first international celebrity, si Christian Nairn, who played Hodor in Game of Thrones, as we also brought in the kid who played the young Boba Fett in episode 2 of Star Wars. Ganyan. So, yun, may sense na kami na parang wow. And then, the entire Encantadia cast was with us also for that year as they launched Encantadia sa GMA. Parang feeling namin, we'd already reached the scale of San Diego Comic Con, pero actually malayo pa. But we were getting there. We were, I think, the very first show that dared to actually put it on, a pop culture show, and we were already calling ourselves the biggest pop culture convention in the Philippines.
Hey, true believers, this is Stan Lee. I just want to tell you, I am so excited to know that my exhibit will be touring at TOYCON in Manila, and you better be there.
Si Stan Lee, who we had hoped would fly out to Manila to join us, unfortunately couldn't make it. So si Stan Lee actually showed up sa TOYCON through a live remote broadcast from his home in the US. But we had the Stan Lee exhibit, which was also a milestone for us then, kasi Stan Lee lent us his personal collection of Marvel memorabilia. A lot of other milestones came after that, of course. Every year from then on, we had celebrities join us. We had Kelly Hu, we had Neil Adams, the legendary comic book artist creator from DC Comics. Sabi niya, he really enjoyed his experience in Manila, and that was because of meeting his fans in TOYCON.
Meeting Neil Adams, I remember shaking his hand and just having a fun time with him. It was so accommodating.
We had a couple of celebrities from Twilight, The Walking Dead.
We had Kevin McNally, Mr. Gibbs from the Pirates of the Caribbean, Michael Copon, Dean Cain, Superman. Ang dami ko nang na-meet sa TOYCON.
All of these types of caliber of stars, international stars, we were very happy to have partnered with Mindstyle because they were the ones who really brought them in, and we were just happy to host them. Our biggest milestone of late are really the toy artists or toy designers. We had partnered with Quix, Maikez. Quix joined us for the 2017 TOYCON. That's how we were introduced to what is now known as parang art toys or designer toys. Until 2019, where we actually featured, Quix of course was there, but there were other artists that were there with him, sina Korean Chicken, Wetworks, of course it's Check Disc, and then we had a slew of international toy designers who also joined us for the 2019 show, and then they went over in a big way with our local market. So nakita namin doon na parang wow, this is really the direction of how toys are going to be appreciated. These toys are treated like art pieces, di ba? That's where we are now. Parang we're really fostering the creativity, the ingenuity, and the imagination of our Filipino artists and putting them forward as really some things that we can be proud of as both a local community and then show it off to the international market. And if they see it as really what it is, diba? A Filipino-made creation, then okay yun, we've actually achieved our goal.
I'm sure na kami na yung longest running pop culture event. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I believe kami yung one of the longest running in the Philippines.
We are the oldest in Asia. The oldest con in Asia. So that I think is already part of our history and a highlight of TOYCON itself.
Anything and everything that has to do with pop culture fandom, let's find a platform for it.
Whenever TOYCON is about to happen, may nangyayari talaga yan, believe me, be it typhoon, yung mga bombings, ang daming mga political scenes dati. Grabe, sabi bakit na nangyari naman to? Ano na naman next year?
TOYCON has seen it all.
Then, especially nang dumating na yung COVID natin, we were absent in the scene for 2 years.
2021 would have been our 20th year. We missed out on 2 years of TOYCON in 2020 and 2021.
But then, when 2021 came, we went online at para lang ma-maintain yung communication namin with our friends sa TOYCON. We got TOYCON TV, we did that.
Please welcome on TOYCON TV the one and the only Mr. Larry Hama. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Larry.
Wow, my God. Hi, Larry.
And finally, when 2022 came, na medyo nag-subside ng COVID, we were again very lucky na kami ang nauna na nag-event, na major event that year.
We held it back in SM Megatrade and we dubbed it The Return. So all of our TOYCON teasers then were watch out for the return.
And surprisingly, last year was the record-breaking in terms of attendance ng TOYCON, in spite of the very small venue sa Mega Trade Hall.
We are really the convention that withstood the test of time, and we're still here after 20 years.
I'm Lizette Ilaga. I'm a volunteer of TOYCON. I was part of the team that was handling the cosplay event.
I'm Tony Alvarez. I'm a physician by profession. I've been with TOYCON for the past 20 years.
I'm Richard Cadiz. I got invited by Vic and Cholo to join the very first TOYCON in 2002 as an exhibitor and as a seller.
I serve as physician on duty for the organizers when they are sick. But initially, I was a volunteer marshal when we first started 20 years ago.
Ever since nandun na ako, present na ako every year, hanggang ngayon, 20 years, walang paltos, tuloy-tuloy siya.
We often find people also from the community to join us as volunteers, and eventually they also become our close friends. And we can confidently say that from our volunteers, we've already built this big group of friends that would go on outings, and this all started in TOYCON.
So Marshall, I wear them so that when somebody asks me if how long I have been to TOYCON, I just have to show them that this is how long I've been with TOYCON.
I am a collector by heart, and then I go to TOYCON. Eventually, nag-evolve ako and went into business. Siyempre, pag business mo is toy selling, pupunta ka ng TOYCON.
Actually, sobrang memorable sa akin ng TOYCON, truth be told. And quite frankly, yung booth toy shop ko wouldn't have survived without TOYCON.
Every year, iba-ibang experience kasi marami kang nakikilala, marami kang nagiging customer.
Kung grabe yung pakulog last year, nag-improve talaga. Tapos yung may mga concerns din before, problems na encounter, talagang tinututukan ng TOYCON na ma-improve yung experience.
When I go to TOYCON, it's just a bunch of people from different walks of life that enjoy the things that they talk about.
Seeing anyone else who likes the same thing you do, a topic for conversation, meeting them in person, seeing a whole crowd of them all going through the con fills my heart with joy.
Lahat ng mga toy collectors, lahat ng fans, mapa-anime, mapa-movies, pop culture, pinagbubuklod-buklod sa TOYCON.
For me, I just want to thank the Philippine TOYCON for making me feel welcome, making all the other collectors feel welcome, celebrating its 20th year. I'm so proud to be part of the TOYCON in so many activities. I've attended the first ever trivia contest and won first place. I attended toy customization, toy diorama displays, glass cabinet displays, met countless celebrities. I get to buy my favorite collectibles, and meet my favorite people, hang out with my friends and fellow geeks. And so I'm really thankful dun sa effort na binibigay ng TOYCON year in and year out.
20 years of TOYCON. Every year, it's very enjoyable, it's very memorable, and it's very educational. Walang pagsisisi sa pagsasali. Walang pagsisisi sa pagiging kaibigan kila Vic, kay Cholo, kay Albert, kay Lou. Actually, mas lalong lumakas sa aming friendship dahil sa mga toys na yan.
A lot of friendships blossomed from TOYCON, not just work. Exploring and getting to know people from the toy community, from the cosplay community.
TOYCON represents past, present, future, and generations of toy collectors growing up with the things they love from their childhood and moving forward and spreading it to a new generation of collectors, cosplayers, and those who can enjoy what we enjoyed as kids. So I think that's the legacy and what TOYCON can bring to the local community and convention scene. It has been staying strong ever since it started 20 years ago.
We have our team now who's supporting us, yung Anime Alliance. They have been with us for quite a while now. From there, ang dami pang iba-ibang groups na who are supporting us. The Philippine Toy Groups. They're also helping us because they know they are part of the community.
The impact of TOYCON has been about fostering and taking good care of these communities and helping them grow bigger, helping other people find, fellow collectors para mas masaya yung collecting experience.
Sabi nga, tinatawanan nga kami parati, ano ba sekreto nyo talaga? Bakit ganyan ang reaction ng mga tao? Kasi yung TOYCON may puso talaga. It's buhay siya. But why over the years, yung exhibitors ng TOYCON are still coming back to us? They know na yung tao talaga, bumibili talaga when they go to TOYCON.
The secret of TOYCON is really our core market, as I say. It's really a community, and that's really something that we hold very near and dear to us. It's the convention with a heart, because it's not just something that is meant to gather in big crowds for the sake of getting high attendance or bringing in all of these celebrities. It's more than that. It's really getting the people together to feel that sense of community that we discovered way back in 2002 when we said that this is something special. There's a certain magic in it that when we put together this group of collectors, little did we know that it would grow into this community, that people would support us throughout all of these years.
We also see to it na we take care of them. Alam nila yon, even if you ask any exhibitors, ang saya talaga because ang ginagawa ng TOYCON, meron pa rin talagang personal touch. Kami mismong organizers, hands-on talaga.
Putting this show together because we love the community that came out of this. And people who know us from 20 years back know that we are really the show with the heart. And you'll hear this from all the rest of the guys. What is most important to us is that the people that come to our show feel that they belong and feel that they can really engage with the content that we bring in.
This is the 20th year. We are now going to the next chapter. What's gonna be? We will try our best na nakikita na namin yung trend, what's happening around us. We will go with the trend. We will innovate, bring in fresh ideas from the young generation. We want people with their families, yung mga collectors, they bring in the children kasi sila yung magiging future collectors. And that's the future of TOYCON.
TOYCON actually has a vision, and the vision of it is that we really want TOYCON to be recognized as a playground. That's what we are. It's more than just an event for us. It's a place where people can engage, collaborate, and network. It's a playground which fosters the Filipino and his sense of imagination, his ingenuity, his creativity, and you build that sense of community. So that's something that we really want to put to the fore, and hopefully that's something that we will be remembered by in the years to come. So yes, this is our 20th year, and we don't sit on our laurels in a manner of speaking, but we really want to continue to innovate. We want to continue to give you something different every year. So we're hoping that you come to TOYCON and see for yourself how the community is doing and how we keep growing with you guys supporting us.
TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na! Woo! TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na!
TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na! TOYCON 20 na! Woohoo!